The Cleric and revised species playtest include not just Cleric, but also, wait for it, revised races, revised species. For those out of the loop, this is the new name for races. Welcome to Pack Tactics, where if you watch me, you're clearly a furry. Let's talk about the name change quickly. I don't have too many thoughts, but I do think this is a good thing. But whether we end up with something like ancestry or lineage or species, it doesn't really matter to me. We'll get used to any of them. I hope that with this name change, we'll also move away from making a lot of features originate from mystic, magic, or supernatural reasons. I find stuff like that kind of lame. As I mentioned in my first playtest video, I still think that culture features should be moved to something like backgrounds. It just works way better that way. Link in the description. That was a good video. Now the video starts. Let's talk about Ardling. They've made a few changes. To sum it all up, they are celestial people with beast-like heads that come from the Beastlands. They are so for real on God. What? I was watching new videos. Isn't that what people say nowadays? Well, anyways, they removed the weird flight jump they had in the last UA. Great. They also don't get resistance to radiant damage anymore, and they have moved away from giving them a bunch of spells, and instead give them features based on the type of animal you pick. There's a climber, which improves your unarmed strikes once per turn, the flyer, which allows you to reduce fall damage and jump a bit more, the racer, which allows you to run faster, and the swimmer, which allows you to swim better and gives you resistance to cold damage. Kobold, that really is me! See, it says crocodile! I love it! Gator, you're a gator, not a crocodile. Close enough. Overall, this isn't a particularly strong race, but I kinda like what they're going for. Please boost the furry rate species and replace crocodile with gator. Yeah! I want to be a real boy! You're probably the only person hyped for Ardling. They also get proficiency in perception, by the way. Perception is the best skill. Next is Dragonborn. They're almost identical to the Gem Dragonborn in Fizz bands. The biggest changes are that they can fly for 10 minutes, once per long rest instead of a minute. I really love that they allow you to replace attacks with the breath weapon again. And it's pretty cool that you can change your AoEs as well. You can pick from cones or lines. But anyways, they really should make the breath weapon at will. Give Marshall some AoE options too. Flight, as usual, is just really strong. At least they put a limit on it. If it weren't, you would hear my draconic cry. But yeah, I would say drop the flight and make the breath weapon at will. I mean, sure, that's technically a nerf, but I really like the idea of using effective breath for a concept build. And lastly, please fix the AoE rules for cones and lines. By the way, are you looking for better ways to immerse your players? Well, I've got news for you. This video is sponsored by Describe, where they make thousands of scenes, maps, music, sound effects, and ambient sounds to optimize your tabletop experience. The music and sound stuff is actually a new feature they've added, and there's over 1,750 audios to listen to. Michael Gelfi and his team have made music for Mordhau and even worked with a death metal band. You've been listening to his music throughout this entire video, by the way. Aren't they really good? Let's look at maps. This is my favorite part about Describe. You mouse over points of interest and read them. Let's make a Christmas adventure. We have a Christmas party in the fairy ballroom, and then suddenly a goblin tribe called the Grinch crashes the party. We then throw 4 encounters in waves and then a boss at the end. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. This is a fantastic Christmas gift for your DM. They deserve it for all the hard work they put into your game. This gives them a ton of assets to play with. I highly recommend you check them out, and if you do, please press the link in the description. That helps me too. dscrap.com/packtactics. And if you like what you see, they hope to earn your subscription. Use the code PACKTACTICS at the checkout to get 10% off your first subscription payments. Last but not least is the Goliath. They received quite a few changes. They're part of the player's handbook and their mechanics have changed. They also received a bit of refluff regarding their lore. Wizards of the Coast have bit the bullet and decided Goliaths are officially related to giants, and not just stone giants, but basically all giant kin. However, whatever giants they count as kin, Goliaths have forged their own path in the multiverse, unencumbered by internecine conflicts that have ravaged giant kin for ages, and seek heights above those reached by their ancestors. I learned a new word today, internecine. They get 35-foot speed, that's great. That could help with the heavy armor from Cleric. Powerful build, which is not actually all that powerful, but okay. And giant ancestry, which allows you to choose one of 5 giant ancestries with their own specific boon, which can be used proficiency bonus times per long rest. Here they are. Hill's Tumble is pretty good, but it's mostly outclassed by Frost's Chill. Frost's Chill reduces anyone's speed and can be combined with other speed reductions like Ray of Frost. Comboing more speed reduction is better than putting them prone, and Ray of Frost is super easy to get. This is the best option. Hill's Tumble only works on large or smaller creatures, so it doesn't work on huge creatures, for example. The cool thing about this feature is all you need to do is hit the creature, and if the creature is large or smaller, they will automatically be prone. This can be good at getting flying creatures like some dragons out of the sky. Stone Endurance is the one we currently have in 5e, and while it's a decent bit of HP, it's still pretty meh. Storm's Thunder and Fireburn are kind of a joke, especially because they don't scale at all. This ends up being very little damage. Cloud's Jaunt is Misty Step, so it can be useful, but it's quite situational. It's okay. At 5th level, you also get Large Form, which allows you to grow to Large Form. A pretty clear name. I like names like that. As a bonus action, once per long rest, you can enlarge yourself for 10 minutes. This is a pretty small DPR increase across the whole day if you're using oversized weapons. If you don't know what that is, link in the description. That was my coverage for Species. Conclusion: make the breath weapon at will. I want to play a Dragon Man. Kobold, you're furry! Shut up. End of video. Me and DScribe hope to earn your subscription. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.